Alright, what's up everybody? It's Ray here, back with another video. I know I haven't posted in a while, so this is just something I'm making because I've been bored since I'm almost finished with my summer class. And been writing a whole bunch of essays, so been caught up doing that stuff, so haven't had time to make videos and focus on that. So yeah, we're back. I hope you're having a good day. Hope your quarantine is going well, because I mean mine isn't, but yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get right into it. Let's see. We're gonna look at this this chart right here, this table. This is the La Liga table from Spain. It's the Spanish soccer league, the first division. And so I wanted to take a closer look between the points that they have and how they get those points, and then kind of compare it to the NBA. So the NBA has a table where the team who's at the top is whoever wins the most versus the less losses technically. So it's just a win or lose kind of thing, but not the soccer tournaments. They have a way to measure in which you can either win, you can draw, or you can lose. And so at the table here, you can see we got Real Madrid. Use that as an example. They've played 32 games. They've won 21. They've drawn 8, and they've lost 3. So when the team wins in soccer, you get 3 points for that game. If you draw, then you get 1 point, and if you lose, well, you get 0 points. Okay, so now taking that in mind, if you put that to basketball, to the NBA, that would just be wins or losses. There would be no draws, right? So what I want to do in this video was see if we can put the NBA in a way that they can win, draw, or lose. And so I'm gonna go and look back at each game of this season and see which games they've won, which games they lost. And here's where the kick comes in. If a team if a team went to overtime, I'm gonna take that as a draw. So that's where I would get those points from. So let's say the Lakers, let's say the first game versus the Clippers this season. They lost that game, right? The Clippers won, I think 112 to 102, if I'm not mistaken. But so right there, the Clippers would get the 3 points, and the Lakers would get 0 points. So I'm gonna do that to every team. Now, the only way to draw is if a game went to overtime, which is rare, but it happens sometimes. Like the game between the Rockets and the Spurs, where they went to, I think, double overtime. So that's just unlucky sometimes. Sometimes it's just how it is. So yeah, that's how I'm going to be measuring the NBA, only the Western Conference team. And I'm only doing the first 8 just to see. I wanted to see if like the standings would change. So right now we got like I think we got the Lakers and the Clippers and the Nuggets and the Jazz. I think then we got Thunder, then we got the Rockets, then we got the Mavericks, and then we got the Grizzlies, I think. So I'm gonna do those first 8, and I'm gonna see between the games won or lost, and then I'm gonna see if they went to overtime. I'm gonna see if what the differences between the scores would be between the points. So I'm gonna add those points up, and I'm just gonna check the difference. So let's look at this chart real quick to get a good example. Barcelona, we see them in second place. Breaks my heart, right? But I think they kind of deserve that because they haven't been playing well. They've been really poor at passing the ball. They haven't been able to create chances. And Real Madrid deserves to be first place right now. They're playing really well. They got so much depth. So I'm really looking forward to the end of the season. They got 6 games left in the season. So hopefully hopefully somehow Barcelona can come back. But I really doubt it. I think Real Madrid has it in the bag. So let's look at this real quick. See, we got the games played, the won, drawn, lost. right here, going farther to the right, we got for and against. The for means the goals they've scored. Against means the goals they've been scored on. The GD, that's a goal differential. So that's just the goals between 60 and 21 for each team. If you keep going down, you can see the difference between each one. Then the points. The points, let's say for Real Madrid, you got 71. That's because see 21 times 3. That's I don't know what that is, but then you add 8, that's 71. And so you just keep going down to each team, and that's just how that works. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to go to I'm going to go to the first 8 teams of the Western Conference and see if anything changes, if any standings change. So let's get right into it. So first, I went to the Lakers. They've played 63 matches, 63 games, whatever you want to call it, this season. And they've, let's see, 63. The way I did it, let's say, I think they drew against the Mavericks at some point this season, and by drew I mean they went to overtime. So that's what I mean. So any team if they went to overtime in a game, then I'm gonna count those games not as 3 points, but as 1 point. So they won 47 games without having to go to overtime. Those 2 draws, they went to overtime in those games. I'm not sure if they won or lost, and then of course they lost those 14 games. So if you add those points together between the 47 times 3 plus 2, that's 143. So that's how many points they have. Then we have the Clippers. They've played 64 games, so 1 more game than the Lakers. They've won 43 games. They drew 2, which means they went to overtime twice, and then they lost 19. So adding up those points, that is going to be 131. Then we have the Denver Nuggets. They've played 65 games, even more. They've won 40. They've gone to overtime 6 times, so I put them as drawn, right? So that's 6 points. And then they've lost 19 games. So you add that up, 126. The Jazz, the Utah Jazz, they've played 64 games. They've won 41. They went to overtime once, and they've lost 22 games. The Thunder, Oklahoma City Thunder, let's see, they got 64 matches played. They've won 36 of them. They've gone to overtime 4 times, so I'm taking those as draws. And then they got 24 losses. So here is where I thought things wouldn't change, but they did. So the Rockets. So you see the Thunder here got 112 points. And right here, the Rockets have 119 points. But in the standings, they both played the same amount of games. In the actual standings, I think they're both, I'm not sure if it's 40 and 24 or 44 and 20. One or the other. But if the Thunder, they wouldn't have went to overtime in those 2 extra games, they would have 2 more points, right? So right here we can see the Rockets, they've played 39, they've won 39, they've went to overtime twice, and they've lost 23. In regard to the Thunder back here, that let me see, they've only won 36, but they've drawn twice, 4 times actually, and they've lost 24. In which case the Rockets have 1 less loss technically. They went to overtime less times, and they won more games. But somehow they're still tied, or the Thunder is ahead of them in the actual standings. But if you go by the points that I'm doing right now, they would be number 5. They'd be 5th on the actual in this suppository standings. Now moving on to the Mavericks is where it even gets trickier, because they have 121 points. They've won 39 games. They've drawn 4 times, and they've lost 24. So that means, let's see, if you go back to the Thunder, they have 112. The Rockets have 119, and then the Mavericks have 121. The reason why they have 121 is, and they have the similar draws as the Houston Rockets, is because they've played more games. They've played 67, and then the Rockets have only played 64, so they're ahead. So right now, I guess if this suppository standings, it'd be the Lakers, it'd be the Clippers, it'd be the Nuggets, then it'd be the Jazz, then it'd be the Mavericks, then it'd be the Rockets, then it'd be the Thunder, and then last but not least, we got the Memphis Grizzlies. They've only played 65 games. They've won 32. They went to overtime once, but they've lost 33 games. So you add those points together, 97 points. So you just kind of see how the table would change if the NBA went by points. If a team won a game and they got 3 points, and if they were able to draw and they only got 1 point out of that game, then you could kind of see the difference between it would make. You could like argue between maybe who'd be better matches in the playoffs, and so yeah, it was just me imagining just a different way they count their points, their wins and losses, and so yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll leave the clip or the suppository standings that I've made, and just kind of see what the difference would be between the NBA. And that'll be it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you want me to do the Eastern Conference, I'll gladly do that too. If you want me to do the rest of the Western Conference, comment below. I don't know, like the video, something. But yeah, that'll be it for me. Thanks for watching, and yeah, peace out. Have a good one.